Good old coffee. Now that's how you survive the apocalypse. So, everybody keeps on asking me about the FedNow, the centralized banking system that's coming and being rolled out. I'm seeing headlines from, I should say, YouTube video titles about how we've only got so many days before it all goes centralized banking and it's cashless. That's not going to happen. No, I want to take the time right fast and say, I'm not saying eventually it won't happen. It's not happening as fast as everyone keeps on screaming and hollering this. We are not set up as a country to do that yet. Not overnight, not by July and all that other stuff I keep seeing the titles. It's not going to happen as fast as people are saying, but it will be happening. We're seeing it more and more. This is something we've been here on this channel has been talking about since what, 4 years ago. We talked about a centralized banking system where they're going to go cashless. But the biggest problem with that is that now they have full control of your income, your spending, everything. You don't agree with them? Let's go and shut down his accounts. Now what's he going to do? This all goes into social credit scores and the whole 9 yards. It is, sorry guys, we had an interruption with the film work. This is all centralized to control everything. It is communism at its best. And I don't mean best as in a good way. I'm talking about this is going to be screwed up. And you got to be prepared for it. So, how do you prepare for it? I know, I'm going to hear it. It's going to be in the comment section right off the bat. We will take up arms. Yeah, you're going to take up arms against the U.S. government, the military with your AR. While you've probably been packing Twinkies. A lot of people here on YouTube like to spout off how they're going to take over the country, how they're going to fight the government. Let them. Let them. I'm not talking about back in the day when we did a revolutionary war or a civil conflict. We had a match of weapons, munitions, personnel. We do not or set up to go against M1 Abrams. But hey, you do you. And I know, well, you're not a patriot. The hell I'm not. I served. Did you? No? Kiss my ass. Shut it. People are just stupid. They're stupid, all right? They're going to get other people killed with their stupidity. And those are facts. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that you can do for your family for when this stuff does happen. Everything from hyperinflation. They're talking about raising food again, up to like 6% this year. I know everyone's like, well, 6% isn't much, CFP. It was what, 7% last year? So that's what, 13% over a year? It's going to be more than that. And it's going to continue to be more than that. All right. So hyperinflation. Let's talk about this cashless FedNow. You know, FedNow, from what I'm understanding, is just like PayPal and everything else. It's just a way to pay your bills faster or get your income faster. But now the federal government's stepping in. I don't see that being a big freaking deal unless it's going to be like getting rid of all other services and that's the only central hub. All right, which is, as far as I see it, it's like cash checking, you know, paying with a check and stuff like that. But I might be looking at it wrong. Personally, I just say just don't use them. If it's not being forced that they're the only ones around, then don't use them. But people see FedNow and like, oh my God, it's the feds. Unless it's a mandatory thing, who cares? I'm not going to use them. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of this stuff here. Food. Yeah, I'm riled up today, guys. I am fired up. I see the mentality of people when they start typing on my channel, their comments and their suggestions and their fantasies of how they're going to survive. Let's get something straight. And I try to explain this all the time, but most of the time people done clicked off this video by now. Trust me, I've seen the viewer analytics. You click on, click off. Why? Whatever. For those that are actually still here. Now with this, guys, we've talked about the government can actually just shut this stuff down. And we see hacking all the time. Everyone's been talking about this digital currency, everything crypto, all this good stuff. And anything digital, they can turn off. They can freeze your bank account anytime they want to. Hell, there should be a pop-up there. They can seize your safety deposit boxes. Good luck. I mean, I still think those people are still trying to get access to their safety deposit boxes. All right, they just go in, shut it down. What you need to be doing is working on practical stuff you can do for your family. Things that you can actually control. Not just, I don't know. I don't have the words for it. I really don't. Philosophize and theorize on what you're going to do when the government comes knocking at your door. You're going to shit yourself is what you're going to do. All right, so food. Stock up food. This is canned goods. We've shown canned goods, dry goods. Get this stuff put up. This is chicken. This is 4 packs of chicken. We have, this is green beans. I just grabbed some of the stocks that we had right there in the trailer. Potatoes, canned ham, cream of chicken soup. My favorite, Wolf Brand chili. I didn't grab any Spam. My apologies. Get food put back. Canned goods, dry goods. Now, I have to be careful how I say about canned goods. You have a best by date and you have an expiration date. We all know the best by date is only a suggestion from the retailer and the manufacturer to sell more cans. That's it. Expiration date on cans. Depending on how you are correctly storing your cans, I've seen cans last a lot longer than any dates on these things. But I can't tell you that, not here, because some idiot will store this stuff outside and then they'll go eat it and get botulism. Well, Survival Living said I could, and then I got a freaking lawsuit on my hands. Yeah, great world we live in. So you need to get food put back, and you get seeds, grow your own stuff, but don't just buy seeds. We talked about this so many times. I've shown our gardens and stuff, actually breaking ground, growing to seed for next year, next harvest, next planting. You can buy all the seeds in the world, but until you actually get out there in the dirt and learn how to do it, you're wasting your money. You might have 1 or 2 plants actually make it, if you're lucky. Gardening is a skill to learn, all right? You need to have seeds, but you need to have food stocked up so that during your growing seasons, you are eating something, okay? Also, if your growing season turns bad, you lose a garden due to anything, you still have food put back. This is why we say a year to 2 year supply of food. There's a lot of people asking me, well, how much food should I get? I show by example. We have a 2 year rotational stock of food. That's canned goods and dry goods. This is stuff that we eat all the time. The wife and I are actually going to be working on our own series, cooking up parts of our preps, give you some meal plan ideas with what we stock up. It's going to be great. We're still working on everything with our scheduling. So we're going to bring that to you guys. So have food put back. And I recommend after that, get the long-term food storage. That stuff's 25 years shelf life. Put it back. You don't have to worry about rotating that stuff out. Me, I'm trying to plan for the long game as much as possible. Food prices will never drop. We see all the lab-grown meats, all of that good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. They want to control what you can eat. And they're doing it right in front of us. It's not conspiratorial anything anymore. They're going to save the planet by growing, using stem cells by the way, meat, cultured meat in a lab to feed you. There's no need for animals anymore because they're the greatest pollutant on the earth, according to hashtag nutjob. Yeah, AOC. Yeah, I'm fired up this morning. So you need to have your own food. You need to have a way of growing your own food. Control the food, control the population. Same with controlling financial. If you are renting somewhere, or you have a car payment, insurance, which if you're driving a vehicle, you got insurance, you need money to pay these things, correct? If they have the availability to shut off your income, now you're pretty much screwed, because they will come in, kick you out of your home, repossess your car, etc., etc. All right? Having currency on hand, cash, is a good idea. Like I said, we're still a ways off before it's all digital. I don't care what they keep beating on the news and what other YouTubers are screaming and hollering. They're playing into your greatest fear, that your cash is worthless. We will see an economic collapse first before that ever comes in place. The reason I say this, they have to have something appealing for this digital currency crap to make you go, oh, thank God you got something that's going to save us on this. They got to have that dollar collapse. And we will have a dollar collapse. We're seeing it so much with Russia, China, so many other countries joining the BRICS. They're backing up their currency with gold and commodities, services. America doesn't do that. We have the petrodollar. It's going to fall. So have cash on hand, especially if the dollar does drop or grid goes down, things like that. Having cash on hand moves a lot. Cash still moves a lot. But now, if the dollar collapses, it's like Venezuela. You know, I did a video yesterday showing, I forgot how much it was for a turkey. It was a freaking huge stack of cash. There should be a pop-up there, you know, some things for you. Yeah. Cash was pretty much worthless. We've done stories on this when the economic collapse happened there due to hyperinflation. They were running around with trash bags. They're paying with flakes of gold and silver to get haircuts in meals. That was their new currency, because all that money wasn't worth crap. Alaska Prepper did a story on this thing. It was an ounce of silver had purchased like 3 weeks worth of food in Venezuela during this time. What gets me is how stubborn-headed people are and set in their ways. I would never trade you my can of beans for gold and silver that you have. Well, that's fine, because I'm not trading you my gold and silver. Venezuela, when they had their hyperinflation, commerce was still up. Hey, guess what? Their country's still around. So for all you, God is coming back before this happens. No, nowhere in the Bible is that written. Nowhere. Because I know exactly for a fact, World War II, people scream that too. The Great Depression, World War I, any type of major conflict, the Gulf War. I was in 6th grade. People screaming and hollering that. No man knows the day or time. The world we live in goes through war, conflict, famine, has throughout the history of humans being here on the surface of this planet. So if you want to take stock in you will never go through anything in life because you're a Christian and God is going to come back for you, best of luck to you. Because the rest of us have been going through a lot, and we try to live our lives correctly. But I'm glad you're not going to experience any pain. So, gold and silver, guys. These are barter packs. This is something that we keep on hand real quick. We don't show everybody everything we have. This is one of those things that we keep easy access to. This is a silver packet. Everything's broke down, fractional, constitutional rounds, smaller rounds, 1 ounce rounds, fractional bars. This is something that we can use real fast, grab it from a easy access location, and we can make small transactions with that. Same thing with a fractional kit for gold. We have the gold bags, the gram size, the 2.5 gram size, things of that nature. Smaller pieces of gold, things that actually will always have value because they always have had value. During major conflicts, which we are right on top of a new one, through depression, through stock market crashes, gold and silver has always held value. So for those that sit there and say gold and silver would be worthless, where is your historic proof on that? Because all my historic proof says you better have some. Now, I also want to talk about emergency power, alternative power. Guys, if they shut down your means of financial, all right, power bill. Plenty of people, I live without power. Well, that's good for you. The rest of us in society is not set up for that. We like to run a refrigerator to keep our foods cold. We like having lights, especially for our security systems, so we can see what threats are outside our yard and stuff like that. Having comms ways of charging things up. Having alternative power. You know, behind me, that's the solar rig setup. I'm still building it for our home. We've been living off grid for 3 years in that trailer. This thing's going to be massive. But even these small units, this is a 1,000-watt solar generator, all right? Pure sine wave, it provides 1,000 watts of power. That 1,000 watts of power will run our mini fridge all day, all night. Our mini fridge, as long as the compressor does not kick on and we keep the door closed, only runs like 12 watts. That's it. The amps are really low. It's like 3 to 4 amps an hour. CPAP machines, medical equipment. Having a way of powering up life-sustaining items. Smart thing to do. But I know there's so many people up here. You can live without power. Well, you go right ahead while you're texting me and on your cell phone or computer, because apparently you don't have power. You know, you live with no power, but you're using a cell phone. So how did you charge that up? How did you fill up your vehicle without power? I mean, you had to go to the gas station, right? Unless you're manufacturing your own. Yeah. So with this, keep prepping. I see the headlines, I see the other channels, I see everybody. And I don't care what other channel comes up with a video, but I'm seeing the same thing. We are going cashless society in 10 days and this many days, and they have no idea. All right, they're seeing a headline, and I read the headline myself. That's not acted into law that it's going to happen. Fact is, we try to look at things as logically as possible. I'm not the smartest man. I go by what I go through in life. And I've been through a lot. I mean, hell, work shipyards, ironwork. You know, I'm building a freaking house by myself, piece by piece, nail by nail, with my own 2 hands. Seen a lot, done a lot. This country is not set up for a cashless society yet, all digital banking. It's just not. Is it coming? Yes. But we're going to see an economic collapse before that happens. The U.S. government's going to come rolling in as the saviors. We have the answer for you guys, and you have to do this. So get ready for that dollar to collapse. Safeguard your family. Try to get out of debt as much as possible, because collectors will still come. Don't believe me? Check out the Great Depression days. Stock market, when all this stuff happened, and the collectors kept coming. You won't go to jail owing debt, but you will get kicked out of your house. I'll take that back. You go to jail for IRS tax evasion. You will go to jail for that. But for your credit card, as of now, that's not going to happen. We don't have a debtor's jail here in America. But they keep on pushing. I would not be surprised if that changed. No, it's not overnight. Of course not. But it will eventually come this way. All right, guys. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Sorry I'm so heated. I am very, very aggravated at some of the things I am seeing in our world. Just like you. But here on this channel, we try to talk with a level head, think things through, and have an answer what we do without screaming and hollering, running around with like a chicken with his head cut off. Oh my God, this guy is falling! No. Stock up. Get your security details in place. You got to protect your stuff. Oh my God. Survival Living says I have to kill somebody. You do whatever you want to. I'm saying if you're going to try to take my stuff or inflict harm on my family, you're going to have a very bad day. All right, guys. Speak to y'all later.